Hi, how are you? Okay. Mark, pleased to meet
Funny,
you.
nice to meet you.
So, welcome. Welcome to Zafrana Winery. This is a very small boutique winery where we host people. We usually do some events here as well. But the most important thing is that we do wines. So, from the small passage that you came in, we do practically bring all the grapes, approximately 10 tons per year, very small quantities, and we do around 6,000 bottles per year. In Malta, for those of you that want to learn about Maltese viticulture, we have two indigenous varieties, one of which is Girgentina, which is white, and one of which is Gellosa. But please follow me. This is where
Thank you.
actually everything happens. So you see a lot of colors, meaning different wines. Although we do 6,000 bottles, we do 10 different styles of wines. Okay, we do one sparkling of an ancestral method, a petinat method, a sparkling method. Then we do three different whites, one of which is made from the indigenous variety, Girgentina, which is blended with Sauvignon Blanc. Then we do another wine which is completely different, a white one, which is Zarine, which is actually a Chardonnay aged in oak. So the flavors will be much different than the Zafrana. We do another one which is skin fermented and skin contact during its aging process. Okay, so three different whites. We do a rosé. Okay,
Yes.
four reds, all of them different. One of them with the indigenous grape variety, Gellosa, and also a sweet wine to finish. So having practically 6,000 bottles, you can imagine how many different fermentations and different styles we are creating in this winery. We work with different farmers from all around Malta. I would say about 10 of them, and we have at least 20 different sites with different, I would say, terroir, different soil types, different method of training the vines. So quite a lot of different representation of the viticulture. And also from a winemaking perspective, we do different, very much different styles. All the bottles would be less than 1,000 per bottle, so very little numbers, and all is done here from practically the stemming, the fermentation, bottling, aging, and then it goes to the restaurants or to the consumer where it's then enjoyed and consumed. Some of the wines will stay here for about 12 months, could be only in stainless steel. Some other wines, like more complex ones, will at least have 12 months of aging in oak. Some of them will have even 36 months aging in oak. So there's different styles we are producing.
And about the name of your bottles, why all of them have a different name?
Yeah, they are practically representing somebody. Okay, like for instance, if we go to the Reds, Adon is the name of my son. Okay, Yehudit, which is Judith in Hebrew, is my mother, Judith. Gretz is my grandmother. Okay,
Wow.
so they're representing people, but they're representing a different style. Adon being youthful, okay, a 16-year-old. Yehudit being my mother, being a little bit more classic, and La Nonna, the grandmother, a little bit more robust. So the representation of the names are coming from these styles. Zaren, for instance, was a farmer that I used to collaborate with. Unfortunately, we lost him about 15 years ago, and this was dedicated to the farmer himself. Kirat is the cherry on the cake, and it's dedicated to my wife. So yeah, the colors, the names, the areas, the people behind the wine. It's not just making a wine, but obviously there's a story behind each and every bottle, and each and every person that is growing the grapes. They do a fantastic job with whatever is remaining in Malta. Malta is now producing very limited quantities. This year, 2024, practically we have produced 35% less in terms of grapes. So we really need to protect what is left on the island. Some statistics, we produce around 1.2 million, 1.5 million in a very good year. But we consume quite a lot in Malta. Since it's an island, there's tourism. I think we consume circa 15 million bottles. So the demand for the wine is there. And especially for premium wines, the demand is growing, I would say, substantially.
Perfect. Thank you very much.
Cheers. You want to follow me now to the process?
Yes.
Where you came in from, we come in with the grapes, 200, 300 kilos at a time. So quite a lot of work during harvest. Here, harvest in Malta is from the 1st of August till the end of September. So approximately 2 months. We start with the whites most of the time. So we come in with the trolley, about 300 kilos. We do de-stemming, removing the stem from the actual grape. And everything, the must, will fall either in a press or into the tank itself. Most of the whites are falling into the press. We remove them immediately from the skins, and the liquid is transferred into the stainless steel tanks. And they are fermented with controlled temperature. It's very important for white wines to ferment at slow fermentation, 12 degrees to 16 degrees. Okay?
Yes.
Going higher, the fermentation will be very fast, and we don't want that. It's like slow cooking. You want to take the wines as slow as possible in terms of fermentation. Okay. The reds, on the other hand, they're fermented with the skins, and they will have a shorter fermentation period and a higher temperature, between 22 to 28 degrees. Okay, and it is also controlled. Everything literally is done here. So although we're a very small boutique winery producing very limited numbers, from bottling to label is being done at this. So we are immediately doing what is necessary for the wine. Everything is fermented in this room here because there's control over the temperature. We must ensure that during fermentation we are complete control of what's happening. We go downstairs for the barrique, where the barrel.
And here you work alone, or someone help you for this project?
Yeah, most of the work is done by my own or with family members, especially my son now. But during harvest, we try as much as possible to get help from some friends to go and harvest the grapes, do the selection in the vineyards. There is the most intensive time where we need a more couple of hands to help us out. But the majority of the works is done with us and some people that are willing to help us. We're not there. We're not on a daily basis at this place, so we try to do this during weekends. It's still considered, I would say, as a hobby. As I was explaining, after the wines are fermenting in stainless steel at temperature controlled environment, then the wine, when it's stable, is not changing the temperature itself. It's regged in French or American oak, depending on the style we're trying to achieve. Both whites and reds will go into oak barrels, and there are different times where we keep the wines in the oak. The oak is used for micro-oxygenating the actual wine, to soften it up, to make it a little bit more approachable, and it also adds flavors to the wine itself. Thereafter, the wine is blended. We have various barrels for a particular wine. It's blended again together in stainless steel, and from there, from stainless steel, it is eventually bottled. Once it's bottled, it's gonna rest as well in the winery, at least for 6 months, before it is labeled and going out for consumption. Some of the bottles as well will spend even 2 years before even they are released. So different kind of styles. Barrels are used usually between to 4 to 6 years maximum. Some of the wines will undergo new oak. Some of the wines, because of their style, we're using used oak. Okay, so the taste itself from one wine to another varies completely because of this sort of process and this sort of aging, I would say. As you have seen, we have different vessels. We have small barrels,
Yes.
2 liters, 2 to 5 liters. We have also a lot of glass demijohns. Okay.
Okay, yeah.
That is the residue from, for instance, a barrel. You would need a 34-liter extra, so then you top it up. Apart from that, it could be that the vineyard itself is so small that all we have is 54 liters.
Okay.
And it will be kept in a 54-liter demijohn.
So thank you, Mark, for this visit in your winery. It was all wonderful and very interesting. So thank you very much, and see you soon.
Thank you, and hope to see you again.